All right, so Beer Drinker's Guide to Sports finally back together. I think it's been, like 2 months?
Yes, I think it's been like 70 plus days, between 75 and 80 days since we last got together to do one of these.
Yeah, so cheers to finally being able back. We went into the state, removed a lot of restrictions, so we were staying with the guidelines, and now that they're finally lower,
we're getting back to being able to be back together.
To share a couple drinks. I know the wife's going to be happy because I think I was debating with her a lot more than usual. There was a lot of pent-up debate juices just in there flowing, and she'd be like, why are you arguing with me about everything? And I'll be like, I don't know. But looking back, this is probably why.
I mean, there's just nothing to watch and like just sit back and have a beer. Like, I mean, it's just fun. Like, movies are great, but at some point you have to be like, all right, like, I'm tired of watching these movies over and over again, or new movies. Like, I just want a live sporting event to be on so I can crack a couple beers and just, kind of zone out and really watch these games, and we just haven't had that.
With the exception of today. So that's kind of what got us back, where we got the match on right now, the match 2, I guess we should call it. And real quick, we're just going to kind of talk about it a little bit now until this gets posted, or it'll already be over. But what do you think about it being a 4-person instead of just the 2 going at it again?
I don't know, but I mean, I will get to that in a second. Dude, what's up with your hair? Like, why is it like it's like? Did you wear a hat? Like, no, it's like normally you have it hard parted, and it's like.
What's up with my hair is it's ridiculous and out of control. And speaking
so you
of
don't
which,
cut your own hair. I cut my own hair.
Dude, so yeah,
for like
and
10
actually,
plus years.
I tried. I told the wife, I was like, I'm just going to take some clippers and do like a military style buzz cut, and she's like, if you do that, I'm going to divorce you. I remember how it was last time.
But the thing is you don't need to get it. Like, just because you have clippers,
so
you don't have to buzz. Like, look at my hair. I had buzzed it at the very beginning of COVID because we didn't know. What restrictions were going to be, and now I'm letting it grow back out. But dude, you can fade it in. Like, it's not that hard.
I know, but she won't let me do it. She said absolutely under no circumstances can I cut my own hair again. So
well, at least you grow the beard in again too.
Yeah,
like, it's
just all out of control.
Too.
And speaking of which, on the way over here, I guess because my hair being all messed up and all over crazy, this guy just yells over. He's like, "Yo, have you ever gotten before that you look like blah blah blah?" And I'm like, who? I don't even know who that is.
Who is it? Who was it?
It's the actor from Rick and Morty. I'll look it up real quick again while we come up. And I was like, man, it just kind of bummed me out, because when I heard that, I was like, man, I must be really getting out of control if this guy is yelling out that I look like someone from Rick and Morty.
So the other thing I want to say,
Justin Roiland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit. Like, he has red hair, though, it looks like. Right?
Yeah, I know. I guess because,
you probably had your glasses on, though.
Yeah, I had my glasses.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's your hair. Like, your hair is, like, looking crazy.
And, actually, to be honest, I do get called, like, a lot of different people. I actually kind of do look somewhat similar to him, to be honest. He looks like he's heavier than me, but it's actually not too far off, I guess I would say. Especially with me being in the car and my hair blowing around.
Yeah.
But, anyways, back on point. The match 2.
Yep.
I actually thought when I first heard about this, I thought it was going to be 1v1 again. And I thought that for sure Tiger would win. That way they could do a third one. My personal opinion is I really don't care for Tom and Peyton being in it personally.
So I think they brought Tom and Peyton in because, let's be honest, the match 1... Tiger and Phil really don't have personalities.
Yeah,
like,
true.
It was like quiet. It was weird, and I think they wanted to bring a little bit of comedy to it. So let's say, hey, let's get Peyton. Well, who's Peyton's biggest rival? It's always been Brady. Let's get Brady. Both great athletes, and let's team them up. And that way, like, those guys can lend a little levity. The other thing I like is it's actually on TV. Remember last time it was a pay-per-view?
Streaming only. Last time it was streaming.
You had to pay for it.
Yeah, you had to pay for it, but it was streaming only. Because I was surprised by the first one. I was actually out It was on Black Friday, and I was out at a bar, and I was surprised by how many old timers were asking them, "Are you going to be able to get it on?" They're like, "Yeah, we already."
That's
like,
why
got a
they're
whole
there.
system hooked
They
up."
don't know how to stream.
And
That's
I was
why
actually
they're there.
surprised how many people cared about it. I do agree on that aspect. That the fact that they didn't have any personality the first time was the major complaint from a lot of people. Was like, it's really boring when it's only two golfers and they have no personality.
It was just funny that you said about the streaming. It was just funny because I know people too that like went out and they were like, well, what TV do I have to get to be able to watch this? Like, I have a flat screen 55-inch now,
much money
but
to
they're like,
watch
I have a 55-inch flat screen now, but I need it to be able to stream. Like, what do I do? And like, they're like, you can just get a Roku, you can get an Apple TV and just stream. No, that sounds too hard. I just need the TV. And it's like all these people that I knew that like are big time golfers, and they just went out and blew all this money because they're like, hey, I need a smart TV so I can stream this game. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just
they're like, you can get a Roku. They're like, that sounds complicated. I just need the TV. It's like, so not only did it help the golf or whatever the money went to, but it also helped because TV sales, Rokus and Apple TVs, I'm sure were through the roof.
A lot of people calling up like this, and it's like, hi, I see you sell a Roku TV. Now, will that be able to stream the match? And they were like, I'm sorry, sir, what is the match? What are you talking about right now?
Yeah, and on the flip side of that was something that I personally dealt with is when Disney Plus came out. Like, my wife freaked out because none of our TVs could get it and was like running around trying to find Rokus and all kinds of things. So now we have 2 or 3 Apple TVs. We've got a Fire TV. We've got a Roku system on one of our TVs. It's like everything.
Yeah, actually, the Disney one is pretty funny because I had a coworker like the weekend after Disney Plus came out. This guy comes in on Monday and he's like, "Hey, do you want this? It's like an original iPad." And I was like, "Not really." And he was like, "Oh, well, we're keeping it for the Disney Plus for the kids, but then we found out we can't stream Disney Plus on it. So we don't want it now." And I was like, I guess I'll take it. I don't know what to do with it, but it was like crazy because all these people were...
An iPad like one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like an original iPad. And I was like, yo, this thing's like a dinosaur. But then I started up and I realized there's really no difference other than the operating system between the new ones.
Yeah, and that's why I still have the original Mini. And people are like, "Oh, don't you want to get a new one because you can't a lot of the apps aren't compatible." I'm like, no, because you can still go on the internet. I can still play music. Like, it still does all the same stuff, maybe a bit slower than the newer ones. But yeah, I can't stream a ton of stuff on it, but I can still get YouTube. I can still get the internet. I can still get Spotify, and really, that's it. That's like all I really need it for.
Yeah, I mean, I fired it up, and I thought the same thing too. Like, this thing's a dinosaur, and then I fired it up. I'm like, oh, pretty much the whole layout, everything looks exactly the same as a new iPad, except for the operating system. When I tried to download games or apps, it would be like, oh, you need a new operating system. And I was like, there's Apple. It still works. Everything's still fine with it, but you can't functionally do anything but get on the internet with it because every app will be like, oh, you need to update your iOS software to a newer model to be able to use this app. And I'll be like, okay. So, here's the news. Beer Drinker's Guide to Sports is back. We got videos in the works, as you can see here. And we're just glad that everything's going good. We're going to get back to watching the match and making a couple bets and some fun gambles maybe on it.
That's right.